Hi everyone, welcome to your morning message. Today's message is for the date of Monday, January 27th, 2020, but you guys know these readings are absolutely timeless and they are for absolutely anybody for whom they entertain and or resonate. Okay, so anyway guys, before I jump into today, before I jump into what I was about to jump in, if you'd like a personal reading with me, please do check the box below. And if you'd like to donate to me, there's also a link below. Thank you so much from the bottom of my little buttony heart to all of those who have taken the time to donate. Thank you so much. It helps. I am starting to offer live one-on-one coaching sessions, and of course it's in video chat because I'm in Japan, and if you're not in Osaka, then what are we doing, right? So, okay, let's jump in. So before I do the reading itself, I do want to say a little something. I wanted to give a shout out to Water Baby Tarot. You guys know that, I'm sure you guys know who Water Baby Tarot is. And you guys know I always talk about my girl M Intuition Tarot. And M Intuition Tarot and I, Emily, we love Water Baby Tarot. I mean, who doesn't? She's so great. She's absolutely amazing at what she does, and she's just definitely one of the leaders, I think, IMHO, in my humble opinion, when it comes to readers on YouTube, and there are so many with whom I resonate, but she is just so good and I aspire. And the reason why I'm shouting her out is not only because I love what she does and I watch regularly, like literally when that comes on, I go ahead and I grab a cup right there. There's my cup. But why I'm really shouting her out is because she totally did a video recently, I think it was one of her most recent ones, talking about how she has been feeling vulnerable under all of the astrological influences going on and just doing a lot of shadow work. And one of her biggest shadows that she mentioned is basically this feeling of inadequacy. I hope I'm not like messing that up, but I feel like it was inadequacy, right? Oh, I just felt her energy. Okay, yeah, that sounds about right. But, it was funny that I was watching that because I was thinking, oh my God, mine is self-worth. Guys, can we just get an amen? Amen. Like, how many things do we do in the name of low self-worth and feelings of inadequacy and other core wound feelings of undeservability, all of that stuff? It just goes straight back to this low self-worth. And, I think that it just took a lot of strength for her to come on and to be so open and vulnerable, because us being vulnerable is not easy, guys. And I think it's so important that when we see people in our collective, in our community, in our lives, whether it be somebody that we know personally or on TV or online, when they come out and they bear themselves like that, I think that we all have kind of a sacred duty to acknowledge that and to see that and to encourage that and to possibly even move in the direction towards doing that for ourselves. Because when we do that and we honor that kind of surrender of the ego, we lead ourselves to a place where we can usher in a new world where it's safe for somebody to do that and to be themselves and to say, hey guys, this is my issue, this is what I'm working on, and it's me. And for other people to rally around and be like, hey, we see that and we respect that, and we love you either way. Do you, sister, brother, do you, right? And then for us to go ahead and lay down our burdens as well and to be open, it's kind of like, what does that do? It makes a safe community. And honestly, guys, the reason why we carry around so much shame and whatnot about these shadow energies is because we fear this lack of acceptance. But the more that people encourage and the more that they stand up and, I guess do what I'm doing right now, which is giving shout outs and saying, I see you and I encourage you, the less of a shameful or shaming place the world becomes. And then the more we can actually, bear ourselves. It's funny because as I'm talking about this, I'm getting this energy of an astronaut, and they're saying grounding. So it's like I'm feeling like whatever these energies are, just being grounded. So they're saying that just that simple action brings these energies down, like whatever is going on with us out here in our collective atmosphere. It's like we've got a lot of energies coming in for us. Let's ground it, let's see it, let's acknowledge it, let's talk about it, and let's encourage it, and let's, as we do that, we bring it into our third dimension, right? And we pull it into our reality, and we ground it and make it grounded. So that's a little bit of alchemy right there. Excuse me, let me go ahead and take a little sip. Amen. Okay, so I just wanted to say, guys, you know, listen, you guys know me, I'm all about the support. So please, please, please head over to Water Baby Tarot if you're not already over there. Hit her like button, you know, leave some positive comments and let her know how much you value her, you know, her commitment. Because guys, it is not easy getting up and putting out all this content, and after long days at work, and after, you know, broken hearts, and after rejections and abandonments and all of that, for these readers to still come to the table, and we have no idea what's going on in their lives. You know, they're crying all day, but then the 30 minutes that they're on camera, they're there for you. And so let's acknowledge the people in our community that just give. They just give and give and give and give, and even if you don't give anything back in a sense that, you know, you can say I gave back, you can at least give them support, and that sometimes is worth more than anything. Also give a shout out on M Intuition, you know, for M on her page, M Intuition Tarot, because she's going through it too. A lot of us are going through it right now, trying to purge the madness, guys. The madness. What is this madness? It is us. A madness of ourselves being riled up, right? From all these cosmological influences. We just need to clear, guys. Come on, this is not first rodeo. Let's pump it, okay? Anyway, so I just wanted to say that, guys, and I'm just going to go ahead and give another shout out to San Tarot, guys. You guys know I talk about her all the time. Love her page, love it. So just, you know, if you haven't checked her out, San Tarot, go ahead and check out some of the things that she has to offer as well. She's very great, and she just moved. You know, I learned all this through her videos. Okay, I'm not like in her business, but she just moved, and I just love the new backdrop with those flowers. Oh my god, every time like her video comes on, I watch it, and there's like this beautiful bouquet of flowers in the background with this beautiful like fuchsia pink infused colored flowers. You must check it out, guys. Oh, okay, anyway, but I digress. But you know, Spirit doesn't mince words in my reading. The minute I press that bing, that record button, they're like, we got it. All right, so thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button if you like it, and if you don't, then you can hit the unlike. God bless. All right, let's continue. Oh, okay, where am I? So guys, God bless you guys. Today's reading, love it. I was just feeling like I hit this middle row here with these Ethereal Vision Tarot cards. You guys know that I usually use it when I'm feeling some high vibe energy, right? These are the cards I go to if like energy is coming through, like from the 12D or whatnot. They just choose to come through these cards. But today's reading, not only am I feeling that, but I'm also feeling more like I needed to ground those energies. So I'm using these Gilded Tarot cards right here, God bless them, and they're absolutely amazing. But from what I can tell, because I have not read the cards yet, I can see these cards at the top mirror these cards at the bottom, and I see progress. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at what today's morning message has for us. Okay, so I'm seeing transition. So first of all, let's go ahead and take a look at the Tower card and the Sun card. For a lot of you guys, if you've been following my daily readings, you've been noticing that a lot of the energies coming through were about timeline shifts. But really, these timeline shifts have come about from your dedicated action. Right action, right timing, lots of towers, lots of purging. But for whatever it is, remember that no matter what you're going through, even if it feels terrible, the fact that you've even come out the other end, you have to say, listen, this is not just something that was done to me or for me. This is about me on some level making a soul choice for the better. And that's what happened, guys. You made a choice on some deep soul level, and everything started coming in, and now here you are in this Sun card. You are in illumination. Take a look here. You've had a tower, or quite a few. A lot of you have been going through dark nights of the soul, and I feel, oh, soul, I just said SOL when I saw SOL when I said a dark nights of the soul. And we know soul is Spanish, soul, for sun. And so what they're trying to say in juxtaposing those two is that even in your darkest moments, you've always been in the sun, because every dark moment, every shadow moment that you have is a step closer to illumination. Because, oh, hold on, let me take a sip. Because it makes you feel, and it brings you to a place eventually where you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. I need to look at what's going on so I'm not struggling. Look at this in the Sun card. You see Saturn hanging out right there. Karma. One second. Okay. I'm in this tower moment. I'm seeing these as your guides, but I'm seeing them looking on with measured actions. When I say that, it's almost like they're helping to create the conditions for you to have these tower moments, for you to have these learning lessons, for you to have these steps up. They're showing you that there are many different ways you can refer to these moments, but at the end of the day, what it is just intuition coming in for you. It's greater intuition coming in for you. It's greater alignment with spirit. However it chooses to come in. Of course, for us, it hurts, and we call it a tower moment. But it is the breaking down of that which no longer serves you, so that you can have access to seeing the illumination that's there, but being blocked. And then, from that space, you are fully free to be creative. In the absence of a tower, what is there? Nothing. It's just open lot, right? And sunlight coming in, and I know that there's a lot of rain at first and whatnot, but there's sunlight coming in, and you can see the skyline because nothing's blocking you. And from there, it's like, how do you want to build, sir, madam? How do you want to build up? But either way, I'm seeing that this has been amazing. Okay, so I love that the progress card is here, or the energy of progress is here, and it's come here into the Sun card. Now let's take a look at this Four of Swords. I think a lot of you have also been dealing with a lot of Four of Swords energy. Remember, the Four of Swords speaks of moments in timeout, right? So forgive the lighting, guys. See if I can make it a little brighter. Yes. Timeout moments. But take a look at the Four of Swords in this deck. What I'm seeing here is somebody who is trying to stay still. Okay, this is somebody trying to stay still. Hold on, I'm hearing noises. You know, as a single woman, I gotta check it out. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so I'm seeing here that it's been about being very restless, even as the universe forces you to take a time out, especially after the tower. After the tower, a lot of you may have found that you were in this rest mode. Now, what does that mean? So let's say, for example, a lot of you actually may have had to go through a breakup or some kind of separation that, God bless, is now proving to be a final separation and not so much a short-term one. So it's about them giving you this time where it's like there's a Four of Swords on this. No action towards each other, no real action towards I guess mending fences, having a rebirth and with a connection or whatnot. It's more about take time out and think about what just happened. Think about what you just went through. But I'm also seeing that for a lot of you guys, you were given a blessed time out from a person, place, thing, or situation with the design of you needing to cool that head. Look at how the hair is red. The pillow is red. So this time out was prescribed to you so that you could cool down. Look at how these swords are here with this blue color, the blue, but here you are with this red, and on the red bed, it's like wanting to take actions, wanting to retaliate, or wanting to find out answers, or wanting to just get a move on, wanting to have that new start. Whatever it is for some of you, that compulsion was to take action. It's almost like time out. Okay, let me take a sip. Hold on. And I think that for a lot of you, just the sheer timeout, and I'm getting about 6 months TBH, to be honest. I'm getting about 6 months for some of you, 4 months for some, 3 months for some. So 3-month people, you might still be a little restless, to be honest. 6-month people, you have, and 4-month people, you've probably come to a place where you're like, okay, I'm kind of getting this. I'm kind of getting what needs to be done. I'm kind of getting what God wants me to do. You're having less of a hot-headed approach. Some of you may still be feeling a little numb, a little shut down with things when it comes to the emotional state, but I am seeing that a lot of thinking has been going on in the right direction. I'm seeing that there has been interventions for you. There have been dream time conversations with guides. There have been just a lot of things to help you to come to terms with something. So I'm seeing this brick wall. You've probably come up to an impasse in your life, and it's kind of like wondering, going from wondering, is this really a wall? Is this wall really here? Or now to realizing, okay, hello, this is a brick damn wall, okay? If the big bad wolf couldn't bring down that brick wall, what am I gonna do, right? So it's like coming to terms with something in your life, accepting it, and I'm feeling that you guys are most likely no longer in this, I guess, moratorium on action, in this Four of Swords energy. In fact, I see that what has happened is that your hands have eventually found that sword. A decision has eventually been made. And I'm seeing that a lot of you now are in Queen of Swords. Can you guys see? In the Queen of Swords stage, male, female, or gender non-conforming. Whatever it is, you guys have come to a decision. Now, it's almost like I'm watching her and I'm like, yes, speak to us. What have you decided? And she's like, I just see her raising the sword. Now, what is she going to do? Is she going to, cut somebody? Is she going to use this sword for communication? Is she going to use this sword for a collective zapping? Because it's almost like if she puts this metal sword into this electric ball, and it's like bzzz, and goes throughout the whole collective and zaps everyone. Like, how are you going to use that sword? It's almost like waiting to see how. But what I love about it is that a decision has been made and time has passed. Because look at how the hair was short, now the hair is long. Things look tempered. There's an even hue with the blues that have come in, the blue that has come in to cool things, and there's a more level-headed approach. Okay, I love to see that. So whatever it is that you guys are doing, whether it's about knowing what to do with a relationship or a connection of some sort, or I'm getting for somebody it's about how to move forward with a house, whether it's a house purchase or dealing with home situations, I just see you are ready to make a decision. I love that it's right next to the Sun card, guys. We have to shout out juxtapositioning. This tells me that not only has a decision been made after waiting it out and thinking about it and seeking counsel, as I'm seeing here in this Ten of Pentacles, but also it's about doing so within the light, doing so with illumination. It feels more calm and cool and collected right here, as opposed to up here where we have this Tower moment and this restless leg syndrome here in this Four of Swords card. Okay, let me take a quick sipperonis. I'm looking here and at this mirroring, because remember we've got these cards in the middle, so I'm wondering how these cards are going to play in. To me, we already have looked at this Tower moment, but I'm seeing here that a lot of this Tower moment has been you. Look at how there's mirroring the same. I'm like, you guys are wearing the same outfit, right? But it's the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands, it can look like anything depending on intuitively what you're seeing, but it's known for being that last stand, right? That person who won't give up or just whatever, right? Or depending on some decks, it actually looks more like a surrender finally. So remember, it's all based on your intuitive leanings. But what I'm seeing here is almost like somebody who is being stubborn and will not give up their stance. It's almost like the Seven of Wands here, standing on guard and saying no. And the thing about it is, what's being communicated here is after this Tower fell, a lot of you guys were stuck in this place where the Tower has fallen, Things are not there, but you refuse to give up the ghost. This is about having issues with acceptance. And guys, listen, I love you guys. From me to you, you take however long you need in coming to terms with whatever has happened for you. Because just because somebody else said, we're done, or the job is, we're done, or whatnot, doesn't mean it might be done for them. Because they've thought about it and they've had a chance to come to terms with it and create the conditions for it to end. But just because it's over for them doesn't mean that, oh, it's going to be over for you and your mind and your body and your spirit and all of this. That's why people spend time in denial sometimes, right? And we saw that little bit of a denial here, and that not being able to accept here in that Four of Swords card, a card that's supposed to be about rest, right? Somebody put you on timeout. It was very well the universe, right? But it was hard to accept. But I'm seeing that during this timeout, you were definitely having good counsel. Because look at this. Same outfit, but of course you're wearing a sash and whatnot because you're heading out. I mean, you can't just go out in the public looking crazy, right? I mean, come on. So that's you, and I'm seeing you getting good counsel, wise counsel, people just the right places, videos at just the right time to watch and to understand and to move through. So you were not alone, guys. You were not alone. And remember, today we're dealing with energies from the past, right? These are certainly looking like some past energies. And as I told you, these are the progress that you have made. This is where we find ourselves today, if this reading is for you. Okay? If it's not for you guys, you know you got to get the popcorn. Go get the popcorn and let's watch it. Because, you know, if you're a true YouTube reader, watcher, like, you know, we watch for the stories. I do the same. All right. So let's take a look here. We've got the Ten of Wands and a Knight of Pentacles. Of course, traditionally, the Ten of Wands is all about packing things up, releasing your burdens, getting the hell out of Dodge. To me, sometimes it could show like a certain, it could be used for a cycle is done for me, especially if it was one where there was a lot of lesson learning and whatnot. But we also have the Knight of Pentacles, which is all about moving towards a goal, taking your time, doing it methodically. As an Aries, dude, I hate the Knight of Pentacles, right? Especially if you're in love with a person who is coming with Knight of Pentacles and you're an Aries, you're like, come on, let's pump with it. I know what I want. And what are we taking so long for, right? But, I'm sorry, guys. Listen, you know what I'm talking about. But here, what I'm seeing here is, again, this is the before and after, right? So what I'm seeing is through all of this, you guys have learned a lesson. It's almost like this was Saturn once. Saturn is all about that lesson learning. And that you learned so many lessons that you dismantled the rings. And look at you holding the rings on the way out from this obstacle course. You are literally carrying the rings from Saturn. All right. And it's almost I'm hearing somebody like, yeah, but none of it's an engagement ring. Oh, I know, guys. I know. I heard that. I don't know who that was. It wasn't me. Okay. But I'm going to go ahead and agree with you. It wasn't an engagement ring that you took away from this. But what you did take away is your lessons, And the beautiful thing about it is, as you are working very hard and going through your paces, look at where you are today, the Knight of Pentacles, back on your trusty steed, back into moving forward methodically. And I see you looking back, but it's not about looking back at where you've been and trying to hold on to anything. Thank God, no. What it is that you're looking around to see what is the best way for you to move forward. Should you go over those hills? Should you go across the plains? Should you cross the river? I'm getting for somebody right now that you're in a place in your life where you're starting to have a decision. Like you want to, I feel like you may want to move closer to somebody physically and figuratively, like you want to get closer to them. But in order to do that, you might have to move to be closer to them. And you're wondering, should you cross oceans or should you cross water to get to that person? Should you in fact do that? This is a really interesting time in your life, and you do have to make a decision about that. But it looks like you're leaning towards making that move, and I want you to know that this is good news for you. It's not just that you are having these feelings and you're feeling pushed to go there because you want to go there. I want you to know that you're feeling pulled there too, because this is reciprocated. Whether or not you've spoken about this with this other person, I do feel that this is something that they would encourage and they would love. When I say love, I mean they would love to have you move closer. And I do feel that if you were to move closer, I do see you crossing water, whether it's oceans or something. It's just blue. It's beautiful. Whatever it is, I think it would be gravy once you guys get there. Or as Intuition would, Tarot would say, you'd be Gucci. It'd be Gucci, okay? You'd be good. And I think that would be a nice move for you to make. Because how do you know when to make a move, guys? I would say when you are going to make, we sometimes don't have this luxury, but when you're going to make a move, go for the moves, go for the actions that have the least resistance, in the sense that there's not all this drama around it. Not because, I want you to be careful, not because it has the least resistance, because sometimes you want something that is not good for you and you want it so badly that most of you wants it, there's very little resistance, right? And so be careful with that. Just because there's little resistance doesn't mean you're making the right decision. You want to make the decision that checks out on paper, it checks out with friends and family, or people whose opinion you value. Just because they're friends and family does not mean that they can be on the council to help you, okay? But just think about it. And around this person that I'm picking up on, this decision feels good. It feels like it's just you and this other person in this connection and in this energy. I feel that it's a true blue connection. You want to get closer, I would endorse it if I were you. Of course, this is the realm of a personal reading, because obviously you want to be sure it's you and whatnot. However, that's what I'm picking up, and I just want to put that out there. But either way, a lot of you guys are making very good strides in the right direction. I'm getting an energy of spring here. In the spring, a lot of you guys are going to be really moving forward. It's almost like the Knight of Pentacles is going to be on his way. Because right now, he's like looking out, he's surveying the land, like how best should I move forward? What route should I take? But I'm really, really feeling that you're going to be really underway in the spring. Okay, let me take a quick sip. God bless. Okay. Now this is one of my favorite ones that I just saw. Guys, the Hierophant, Nine of Pentacles, say, what? Okay. Wait, what do you mean, Jonelle? Why are we looking at like homeboy who is like all about marriage and commitment? Then we've got the Nine of Pentacles, all about independence and singledom. What? Well, I thought this was intriguing because a lot of you, not all of you, God bless, but a lot of you were dealing with a connection when you started undergoing all of these this shadow work and whatnot, and this purging. It was all about look at what you valued. You wanted commitment. You wanted to be closer to somebody. For some of you, it was about commitment to something else. Some of you, I'm hearing about commitment to source. And if that was your thing, it feels great. Now, let's look at that one first. If you were all about commitment to source, and there are those of you out there who it was never about a man or a woman or whatever, it was about moving closer to source and moving closer to God and being closer there. Oh, that feels so nice. I'm so sorry. Oh, feels good. Anyway, God, you are always the answer to whatever we it's like water, always the answer to whatever is going on, right? But I think that what you came through knowing is that you are God. You know, you guys know what fractals are. If you look up a fractal is just a never-ending pattern that you can find within itself, and within itself it can find itself within itself, in itself it can find itself. So in other words, it's like when you zoom in on something, right, and when you go really, really close, you see that, oh, the same pattern repeats itself. You zoom in more, oh, the same pattern repeats itself. Oh, the same, it's just the same shape over and over and over again. The more you zoom in, forever. That's what a fractal is. And in many ways, and guys, that was extremely the fractal for dummies explanation. Okay, so if you're a scientist out there like, actually, a fractal is, yeah, you know, save it for the comments. But anyway, I digress. But the point I'm trying to make here is that you have to understand that fractals are alive and well, and you are an emanation of God, so to speak. So when we think about fractals, we can think of emanations. So for those of you who were on the path to wanting to be closer to God and trying to understand the Creator and to feel that energy, what happened for you is that you came to realize that actually, hey, I, in my independence, am sovereign. I am God. I am free, right? And so you knew that as you gave to yourself, you were giving to God and that creator source energy, and all of that was there. And in that case, it's the same. So you were seeking the other when you realize, oh, there is no other. I am, I guess that I am, right? And so that's that narrative there. But they're saying that within that narrative, there's also, see how there's even a smaller thing? Here's that little fractal again, right? This gave way to this gave way to this, you see? And now it's like, now you can start to understand that part of yourself, and that part of yourself can start to understand you, much like you wanted to understand that part of yourself. And so that's how it goes. That's a beautiful thing. Now, excuse the lighting, guys. Now, for the rest of you who may have been dealing with some kind of other commitment, especially as it relates to a relationship, this is very literal. You've gotten to a place where you are finally embracing being single and embracing being independent. So this is all about getting rid of codependence for a lot of people. A lot of people need to get rid of their codependency. And it's not easy, right? It's just a form of conditioning that a lot of us are going through. And so I feel like you're in a good place if this finds you here and if it resonates with you. I do see that for some of you, you're still getting used to what that means, and it's more than just feeling like it's okay to go to a restaurant by yourself or a movie by yourself. It's also about learning to self-soothe. And as we see that here, I'm seeing this card. This card in this moment, let's go ahead and adjust that lighting. This card in this moment, to me, looks like you are adjusting based on the moves that you make. So, for example, as you get to know yourself, as you get to become more powerful and more independent, and you start to learn more of your capabilities and raise your self-worth, it's like you make a move and you look back. So she's manifesting something. She looks back to see the effect that it's had on her life. There's a sense of what's the word? Excitement. There's a sense of excitement, and that comes along with it, right? With knowing yourself. And it's a beautiful thing. So we see that progress. That's major progress for a lot of people, shaking off codependency. All right, so let's go over here. Okay, wow. And the last few cards that we have, the last pair, is the Four of Pentacles, which speaks about holding on to something way too long. I'm seeing a lot of denial here again in this person's countenance. We spoke about a denial not too long ago, and about how it has been a staple of a lot of your lives, for a lot of you. And even if you're like, well, I've gotten over this relationship or this thing, and I knew what it was all about, there's always something more to uncover, especially under these astrological influences, these cosmic times, guys. The last, I would say, since since always, but really a lot since the latter half of last year. So August onward to here, a lot of stuff has been going on, and it's like, even though you think you've worked on something, now you're uncovering something else, and you're healing there, but then only to reveal somewhere else that you need to heal. And so sometimes we've had to give things up along the way. And so this is somebody who's like, no, I'm not getting rid of these things. You can take everything else, but you're not taking these things. But actually, here we are to the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles, look at the energy there. This is somebody who's waiting for things to come to fruition. This is someone who actually has fruit there that's ready to be picked. This is harvest. So what we were seeing is, at one point, not wanting to release things, and at some point releasing those things to God so that better things can be given to us, right? It's like God is like, what if I told you that if you release those 4 pentacles, I can give you a seed and you can plant it, and then you can have all the pentacles that you like. But the caveat is that you would have to wait for this tree to bloom and to bear fruit. A lot of us are going to be like, no, we don't want that. Because why? Because what that's going to look like for us in the 3D is that we're not going to get the same person back. We're going to get another person. And what about all the time and money and resources you've spent in this one connection? Yeah, you want a tree to bear all this fruit, but if it's coming in another person, we don't want that. Oh, you're saying you're going to give us a tree with all this fruit? Wait, what? But it's going to be in another state? No, I don't want to move house. I don't want that. I want this. It's here. A bird in the hand is better than 2 in the bush, we say, right? And so a lot of you have not wanted to relinquish something because you know what? And I'm going to keep it 100, guys. You know me. I let God know and God lets me know. Trust me. It's kind of like sometimes it's hard to trust because you want me to give you this, but you're not giving me anything yet. You're just like, well, I can get back to you next Friday about, like, no, I don't want next Friday. I give you something physical. You give me something physical. Yeah, you take this man and you say you're going to give me this next man. Where's he at? And now, oh, he's coming in 8 months. Like, what? Can I get a dream about him? Can I get something? Throw me a bone. And so a lot of times it's a bit of a hard sell when you're being asked to let go of something and there is no physical mention of something to replace it. And sometimes, guys, I have to tell you, that's just what the doctor ordered. Because a lot of us have been, especially those with codependent energies, have been just replacing energies with energies. You get rid of one strong male energy in your life and up pops somebody else in some way, shape, or form, whether it's a family member, a male family member with a dominant personality, or whether it's an ex coming back with a dominant personality, or some new random guy popping up with a dominant personality. It's like, there you go, the person pops into your life, and then you are back on that supply again, and you're giving your power away again. So sometimes when God says, let me take this influence out of your life, it is so for you to get to a place where you can be independent and you can feel what that feels like. It feels good. And it doesn't feel good at the time because what we want is the man in the bed, the money in the bank, the car in the garage, right? But the truth is that we have to be able to be in a state where we don't feel any of that. We don't have any of that. And we have ourselves and we can focus on ourselves. Now, that being said, take a look at these last 2 cards that we haven't uncovered yet. Look, when I see this card, it's the 10 of Swords. He's like, water, water. Right? So this is about, oh, you have the 10 of, where's the 10 of Wands? I saw the 10 of Wands somewhere here, right there, and here's the 10 of Swords. The 10 of Swords is all about the ending of a cycle, major karmic cycle, major obstacle, major pain. This is the card you'd expect to see at the end of a dark night of the soul. Okay? So the fact that it's underlying this 4 of Pentacles, giving way to this 7 of Pentacles and this harvest, and you having planted the seeds and now you're in a position to harvest, this tells me that whatever you had to let go of needed to be let go, number 1. And number 2, good God, it wasn't easy. Okay? Good God, it wasn't easy. That's what I'm seeing in this card here. But you made it. You made it to whatever you needed to do. You let go, you relinquished, you trusted, and that's a beautiful thing. Now, this is the last card that I'm going to pull up, and notice it falls right here in between the entire spread, in the middle of the entire spread, and in between this 10 of Wands and this Knight of Pentacles, right? And it's the Queen of Cups. Let's go ahead and see if we can zoom in there or focus. What this Queen of Cups looks like to me, it's almost like yes, it could be your energy, but it's also like this, it's just this divine energy. It's almost like you're coming to the table and she's like, you know what it looks like? It's communion. It looks like receiving Holy Communion. And where you go up and they give you the sip out of the cup, you get the little cookie. Maybe, you might do some dowsing with your, like, ding, ding, you know, and the sign of the cross, and it just looks like you're coming here to receive communion of some kind. So this is like a divine blessing that's being offered. There, look at this. This is like a, if I were, this is so cute what I'm seeing right now. It's like, this looks very two-dimensional, right? But if I were to bloop, pull this up to a three-dimensional form, it would come up and it'll look like a box, and it would look like a gift with a bow at the top. What would the bow be? It would be this. Okay, this is a blessing. This entire process that you've been through, this entire thing has been a blessing. It's almost like a, they're saying a care package. Well, but guys, that's a little bit much, but okay. It's a care package from the other side. Imagine receiving a package and then you open it up, and then in it says, and your next assignment is going to be, you're like, what? And that's what, oh my gosh, excuse me. It's 10:01 p.m. 10:01, right? But they're saying your next assignment is going to be this. And this is what you've done. And you know, these assignments that we get from the other side, these lessons and whatnot, and these are multiple lessons, by the way, they're gifts, because at the end of it, you have very tangible gifts. You have improvement, and it's amazing, and it's hard. It's a hard journey, but look at what you've come through, and they're acknowledging that. Look at all of this. Greater illumination, more of a decision of what to do. You've come to a place where you've decided what to do. You're on the path moving forward to where you need to be. You're finally settled in your own energy. You're loving that. You're able to be steadfast and to look around and to experience life from your own eyes and not joined at the hip with somebody or something in a codependent way. And you have relinquished so that you can have something in return. You've planted the seeds, and they are nearing the harvest. I do feel that spring is going to be coming up for a lot of you. And well, spring is coming up for all of us, okay? But for spring, there is going to be a lot coming up for you in the spring. That's what I meant to say for you guys. So this is a beautiful reading, and we thank God, and we thank all of our angels and guides and all of those karmic partners, and I almost said karmic mistresses. Okay, that came through. But we thank everybody for helping us to even get to this point. Gosh, I feel like if we were on a path towards 8, we're at a 6 right now, and that we are, you know, we're getting there. We're about 3/4 through the journey. Okay, 3/4 through the journey right now. And so, of this particular karmic cycle. And so let's just keep going. All right. So yeah, guys, don't forget to give those shout outs to Water Baby Tarot, show some support and encouragement, and M Intuition Tarot. You can even give some shout outs to San Tarot. You know, I just love her page. If you'd like a personal reading with me, you definitely know where to find me. And of course, donations welcome. In fact, I always say I will use your donations for hot cappuccinos, but I think I'll just use it to fund my trip back home. So if you don't mind. All right, guys. So God bless you and have a wonderful day. Mwah. Bye.